Sands is a proud sponsor of the Long Island Tea Podcast.
With incomparable luxury, Sands leaves nothing to the imagination. To learn more, visit sandsnewyork.com.
We are the Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea.
It's true. We're from Long Island, so we say, how you doing? How you doing?
I don't.
We're in the middle of the vines.
Yes.
Because it's Memorial Weekend. So
It's
there's
kickoff. We're here. It's summertime. Long Island wine of the week.
I'm thankful for our hot teas.
Yes. That's like such a Long Island thing.
We're just talking about real life.
Right.
That's what we do. Welcome back to the Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on Long Island life and doing your best to live your best Long Island life. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Sharon. Welcome back.
Thank you. How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah. Well, we had a very nice Labor Day weekend. We're back. First day of school. So, life is a roller coaster.
Yeah,
Right?
of course. It's actually 90 degrees out.
It's very hot.
It's very hot.
I know, but it won't be for long.
No.
So today is back to school day, and typically we filmed this in advance. We were going to film it last week,
Yeah.
and as we went to record, we got some really horrible news that one of our former teammates, employees, Ilona, was tragically killed while she was jogging with her two younger brothers just last Thursday. So it's been like everyone's kind of spent the holiday weekend reeling,
Yeah,
I think,
absolutely.
from that news.
It was so sudden and devastating and tragic.
And jarring. I think it took a lot of us time to confirm it.
Right.
Verify.
Yes.
The first thing is what? No, that can't be.
Right.
When something happens so suddenly. So, it's one of those things where we're always talking about the real and how we talk about our team and how we're a family here. And so we debated a lot as to how to handle it on this show, because this show is supposed to be, great content and lighthearted about Long Island and discover Long Island. But, that's what we're going through.
Right.
And so we kind of thought people should know. And Ilona was a very important part of our team.
Yeah.
And beautiful, talented, amazing girl at the age of 22.
Her accomplishments alone at the age of 22, mind-blowing. I mean, she was a ballroom dancer.
I know.
She was a swim instructor. She worked for us.
Yeah.
And
she was getting her master's degree and also total fitness buff, by the way.
we were laughing this morning, Michael
Yeah.
and I, about how, it didn't matter. If it was a blizzard outside, she'd still be out there lapping the parking lot to get her 10,000 steps in.
I remember because Ilona was really sort of shy and sweet, and she had this really pretty smile. And I remember the first time her TikTok came up in my feed, and it was all the pretty girls. It was she was doing chin-ups or pull-ups, and I'm and she had all these back muscles, and she was doing CrossFit. I'm oh, girl.
Yeah.
She was very well-rounded girl. And I, as a mom in particular, you just shudder at this. It's literally, because both of her brothers are okay, that were jogging with her. I mean, they both went to the hospital, but I just can't imagine, and we always say this as a mom, when the second, I think the definition of parenting is just worrying.
Yes.
All the time.
All the time.
And you'll never know until you're in that moment and you're a parent. From the second you get pregnant, you worry. How's the pregnancy going? Is everything okay? Are they developing? Is everything fine? And then how's the birth going to be? Oh my God, is it going to be fine? And then it's is SIDS. Are they okay? What does this rash mean?
Right.
What is that? And,
Right.
then they start to go to school, and you're you put them on the bus, and you're oh my God, are you going to be okay?
Is he going to get there? Yeah.
There's weirdos
Everything.
out there.
Yeah.
Weirdos. Are they going to get
Yeah.
lost? Are they going to get... And, even today, I put Tegan on the bus this morning, and you're it's scary to send your kid to high school today.
Yeah.
Are they going to be okay? And then finally they graduate, and they're wonderful and talented, and you just never know, right? Anyone in life, you never know. So it does hit us hard as a Discover Long Island family, and you just have to hug your people tight.
Absolutely.
Every day. We always say it. Every day grateful. Every day is a gift.
Yeah. And I think, something like this reminds you of always, keeping in touch with, if you think of somebody, call them.
Yeah.
You know, you
know
never
what?
know.
That's so funny. Today is the day after Labor Day. Howard Stern is back. In case you didn't know, he's back on. And he's basically talking about like everybody that passed away this summer.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what?
I know.
It's crazy.
Bob Barker.
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett. What the heck? We were just talking about. He was like everywhere on the East End.
Yeah.
And he passed away right here in Sag Harbor is where he passed away on Long Island. So this was his like place, right?
Yeah.
He always talked about being in Margaritaville, but really he was on Long Island.
He loved it.
For this summer. That's where he spent his summers. And it was crazy. But Howard Stern was saying the exact same thing, one of his friends. And he was like, he's like, every time I was like, I'm going to call him. Not Jimmy Buffett. They weren't like good friends. But one of his friends that also passed away over the summer is producer. He was a producer on Private Parts. And he was like, I told my wife every time I'm going to call. I need to call him. And I never did. He's like,
Yeah.
So you're right, Sharon. Keeping in touch. Also, though, living your best life.
Right.
And prioritizing things that matter,
Yes.
which we always talk about too.
Yes.
We're always here and we do our jobs and we love it. But, it really comes down to friends and family and memories and having a great time. And I think, hopefully we had a great summer.
Yeah.
Tegan put her recap of summer on her social. And I was like, girl, that was a good summer.
That was a good summer. I love that.
Did you see it?
Yeah, and I saw my niece did the same thing. Like it was like a compilation of videos. It was so cute.
Yeah, and summer's over. Are you ready for summer to be over?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's funny. I was emailing back and forth with one of our colleagues, and he's like, I just hope everything, hope you had a great summer. And I'm like, I'm not ready. Stop it.
It's so funny because so Tegan went to the beach with her friends, like West Meadow on whatever day the weekend kind of runs together. I think it was Sunday. And she was only there for like an hour. She's like, can you come get me? I'm like, is everything okay? She's like, yeah, it's hot.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you know what? I think stick a fork in it.
Yeah.
I think I'm good with
She's
summer.
done.
Bring on fall.
It's funny. Well, I went to the beach yesterday, and I, of course, hit up the shop. Because everything's 50% off. So I got my Robert Moses sweatshirt.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, all right, I'm ready for that. But I'm not ready for summer to end.
Yeah, we went to the beach too. We went to Cupsog yesterday, just me and Thomas.
Oh, nice.
It was amazing.
Yeah. And it's like, I think it's going to smack me in the face tomorrow when my kids start school because we start differently. And I think, like, I'm not ready.
Really?
I have all the supplies lined up, but I have to go through them and label them. And
getting up early, making sure the water
it's a
bottles
whole new
filled
world.
And all the lunch boxes are made and getting to the bus on time and 6:15 a.m.
Yeah. And I did the walkthrough with Braden with his schedule because he's going into middle school now. So he's changing classes and all that stuff. And like the whole locker.
Oh.
Remember that stress? If it wasn't going to open?
Oh my God, it is stressful.
So stressful.
I saw this, I think it was a meme, and it was like the mom and daughter talking, through, how's your class? Oh, I think I'm in the wrong class. Where am I going? She's like, I don't know what to do with this lunch. And she's like, put it in your locker. She's like, I don't know where my locker is or what the combination is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's a lot, right?
It is a lot.
So, but back to school, I think it's good. It's kind of like a refresh, right?
A restart.
It's like a restart. And I was going to say, Thomas and I, again, we've been talking a lot about being like almost empty nesters.
Right.
Tegan didn't want to go to the beach yesterday on Monday, so she was like, I'm done. I'm beached out.
Right.
So Thomas and I got up early, and it was like 1,000 times easier with just us. Yeah. We just put 2 chairs and an umbrella.
Yeah.
And stopped at Starbucks. Awesome. And I'm like, lived a new life.
Right.
5 hours we spent just chilling
at awesome.
Cupsog. And it was 60% off, but most of the good stuff was gone.
Yeah.
I was glad I got my hat when it was 20% off.
Yeah.
Because it was not there.
You scored. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was awesome. And you know what else I did this weekend that I have not done in over 10 years?
What?
I read an entire book in one weekend.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
What did you read?
Lessons in Chemistry.
Okay.
I've been dying to read this book. This is just how old I am. I saw the interview on like 60 Minutes, but it was like CBS Sunday morning. Chris is dying laughing. And I wanted to see it ever since, or I wanted to read it. And I keep looking at the airports when I'm like breezing through by the bookstores and I hadn't seen it. It's like a bright kind of coral color book so you can see it. And then our friends June and Michael were over like a week ago. And I was telling them, like, I want to get this book. And she's like, oh my God, you will love it. You've got to get it. And Thomas went out and got it for me like the next day. He was out and about. I was like, so sweet. And I was telling my little sister who's she's in the thick of it, right? Like you guys, she's got one in daycare, one just started kindergarten. So she's like Even just trying to talk to her on the phone is very stressful. And I told her, I'm like, I read an entire book this weekend.
She's like,
what's that like?
What is that like?
It's funny because I used to do it all the time. I used to read a lot of different books and series, and I would plow through them. And I told her, I said, I always thought it was because like when my eyesight started to go, and things would get blurry, it got like frustrating a little bit more. It's more difficult. No. Turns out I maybe just didn't have time.
Right. You didn't prioritize the time for yourself.
I was tired.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I don't remember the last book I read.
Yeah.
Same.
And that's why I was like, I switched to Audible for when I was like walking and stuff, and I would multitask. And now I'm like, no. I
held a book in my hand and read it.
I sat on the front porch. I went to the beach and I read an entire book.
See?
And it was awesome.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
All right, good.
It was great. So families out there with your kids going back to school, it will happen.
It will.
You will get your life back, right, Chris? Chris is kind of in the same thing. Kids are all at college.
Yeah.
And anyway, so listen, it's a crazy life. And somebody, I was hearing Melissa Etheridge. She was on the news this morning talking about her new book that just came out today.
Okay.
So interesting. And I guess she lost a son on opioid overdose, and she's kind of walking through it. And she said something really interesting. She's like, you don't live without loss, you know? And so it's part of life. We all go through it in some form and fashion. And how you handle it, is how you decide you want to live.
Right.
And it's easier said and done in a difficult time. But I think, we just have to hug each other and go on and make the best of the life that we have. So speaking of our offices, are looking great.
They are
things that are
amazing.
Improving. We got a new conference table and chairs.
I said we grew up. Look at us.
Oh my God, I know. And it's like beautiful.
It's beautiful. It is. It's like very stunning.
Yeah. Is it too feminine, guys? Is it too feminine? Okay, they say no.
Well, Chris shook his head no too, which is good.
Yeah, Chris. So Chris was here pretty much. This is what he did Liberty Weekend. Is he put the entire table and chairs together, 25 chairs. And he was here over the weekend doing that.
He's so awesome. He also was putting together our pod studio. It's coming. I mean, we got some furniture in.
Oh my gosh,
so
really? I gotta go over and look at it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank God Chris is here to do that, because he was sending us like status updates on the thing. I'm like, but it's so nice.
It's so pretty. I'm
like
so
white
proud of it.
chairs. So I was like, are we getting too feminine? But no, right?
No.
It's beautiful.
And Chris is so funny this morning. He's like, I'd love to see our next pizza party happening
I know.
in that room. I'm like, but we're all adults.
Well, it's so funny. I was telling him my home table that we got, again, try to get it like when the kids were older.
Yeah.
But it's got, it was not, it was not inexpensive. It was like a splurge.
Right.
And the chairs are not white, but like barely off white, right? So kind of white, and they're fabric. And I was like threatening the kids.
Yeah.
For like, if anyone, and then who does it? Me. I'm eating like a chocolate bar.
Chocolate right on it?
Chocolate just falls right on it. And it's like enormous.
It's
of course. Like,
I wonder,
be me.
Do you have the
it's
wine
better
out?
that it's me.
The wine out?
I do.
I wonder if that'll work.
I wondered too, because I was like, can't we?
Because that's something magical in there. I don't know what that is.
Something? I saw some other pen on TikTok that was like, it wipes out any stains. So I'm hopeful.
It's so funny because I love my truck, but I'm always like, I want a new car, thinking about what you want and all that. And I'm like, the next truck I want. And Dan's like, it literally smells like a foul milk in here, because last week went to Kalahari. My daughter spills an entire bottle of chocolate milk, like entire Nesquik bottle. And it's in the spot where you can't even get it. So there's about a pound of baking soda sitting in there. I got to vacuum it out.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
horrible. He's like,
does it still smell bad?
Yeah.
I got a guy
You
for
got a
that.
guy?
Yeah. They're going to have to basically bomb your car.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's fine. And
Horrible.
it happened after my in-laws borrowed my car, and it smelled like rotten milk for sure.
And that's what he said. He's like, we're not getting a new couch until the kids are like 18.
100%.
He's like, it's not worth it.
Still, my couch it's not in a good place. I've had it for years, and I keep threatening to get a new one.
Right.
And then I watch the dog jump on it. I'm like, well,
there it goes.
not yet. Not yet. And then plus it's like, then I decide to rather go on a trip.
Right.
Anyway, so, oh my gosh, so much happened since I talked to you, because Penelope went to college. We hardly hear from her. She's
She's like, bye.
Chicago.
Bye.
Yeah.
Aw.
And she's like, I'm busy. I'm doing this. I'm busy. And he's like, Kenzie calls us twice a day.
Aw.
So he's like, I know more about Kenzie's life now than I did when she lived there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's been going through Rush, and it's been the whole thing, and she did her bid, and it was a whole, like,
Oh my gosh.
and I got to see all of her outfits every day, her matching outfits. So
love
fun.
it.
I
So
love it.
cute. She's like a little Barbie doll.
Penelope's like, nah, I'm busy. I'm like, okay.
So funny.
And then my friends Patrick and Ed came. Oh, get this. Here's a little story for you. I was so bummed because I had to go to my conference.
Right.
On Sunday, and I had to leave at like 5, and they were coming in on Friday night, but not till like 7 o'clock at night. So I was like barely getting any time with them.
Right.
I'm like, oh, okay. So they come. We had a great night Friday night. Went to Danford's. We saw Tegan. They wanted to see her working.
I love that.
So it was so cute. And we played Rock Band. It was like old times. Best time ever. And then the next day we were going to like chill out, have a little breakfast, and then go see the Fleischmans for a minute before I went. So the next morning, Thomas and I like fully sleep in, which we hardly ever do, but we were just living our, best life.
Right.
And so also trying to be quiet around the house so
With
they
the
could
guests,
sleep. Because
yeah.
they had basically like gone on the car train from Florida. So they'd been like traveling for 24 hours. And Patrick texts me like at like 9, are you guys awake? And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're the rudest hosts ever. Our guests are downstairs. Like, oh my gosh. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'll be down in 1 second. I text him. And then he had his Jeep, so they were gone.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, did you guys go get breakfast? I'm so sorry. We're like the laziest people ever. And he's like, we're in the emergency room.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry? You're where? Where are my guests?
What happened?
Okay, so apparently at 4 a.m., Ed tripped over Patrick's suitcase that was in the middle of the room on his way to the bathroom, hit his head.
Oh my God.
There's like a built-in bookshelf with a little corner. 12 stitches.
Oh my God.
They were at the hospital. I'm like, how did I not wake up?
Oh God.
I was like,
horrible.
I don't even know what happened.
Horrible.
I feel so. I'm like, are you good? And they're totally like, we're good.
You guys want bagels on our way back?
Pretty much. We're fine. Don't worry. It's just. But Ed's on like special medication, so they had to do. He's on like blood thinner, so they had to do like a test, and then he had to wait for like 5 hours, take another test just to make sure. So they spent their entire time in the emergency room.
Man.
Came home. I got bagels, and I was like 11, and then nope, still weren't home. So then I went and got Seaport Deli. And because they were starving, they hadn't eaten.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, and so I got to see them for like an hour, and then they went to the Fleischmans. I didn't even get to go. I went straight to the airport. I'm like, bye.
That stinks.
Hope you enjoyed your stay.
Right? Thanks for coming. Oh, poor Ed.
Felt like the worst hostess. I feel so bad. You like injured yourself at my home, and I didn't even hear it.
Didn't even know.
Slept right through it. And that's what happens when you're used to having 5 teenagers at your house.
Exactly. The doors are always revolving.
Yeah. I was like, okay, so that was their visit.
Oh, man.
Need a do-over.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what I've been going. What was you, other than going to the beach, what did you guys do this weekend?
Nothing really. I went to Kalahari last week when we had the week off.
Yeah, you said that. That was amazing.
So my son is such a little entrepreneur. He and his friends went around the neighborhood to wash cars, and they raised like almost $700.
I'm sorry?
Between the 4 of them. And it's like a whole summer job that they did. They took it upon themselves. I always made sure that they were never alone. It was like, in a pack. And 4 boys raised $760, enough for a Kalahari room and board. So we went to Kalahari with the boys and their moms. They paid for it.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
However, I have to tell you, I am not as young as I once was.
Oh.
I literally have bruises everywhere from Kalahari, like skinned knee because I didn't stop myself on the little baby pool coming down. Me and Everly were racing. It was so much fun. And I came down and you're supposed to stop yourself. Well, I didn't. I stopped myself with my knee. Disgusting. I have like bruises. Dan's like, what the heck happened to you? Like, where'd you get, where's that bruise from? I'm like, the slide, Kalahari. Like,
the slide.
Unbelievable.
That Everly was fine on.
Yeah.
But you get hurt.
I get hurt.
Yeah.
Leave it to me. Talk about that.
My God.
Oh my gosh. And then we were coming home and we got chocolate milk for the ride, blah, blah, blah.
And then
that's
the
when that
chocolate
happened. I'm
milk.
like, ugh.
Yeah. Well,
But they had the best time. But yeah, they raised all that money by themselves, these little boys.
that is amazing. My kids would do that, and then they would say, what do you mean I'm paying for something? That's
Yeah.
my money.
No, they were so cute about it. And they literally had
my kids have never paid for a vacation ever.
They had leftover money and they went to Adventureland on Friday night. They're so, and I love that they stuck together. Like they, you know, it was like, we're keeping a pool of money. This is what we're doing with it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of them. Cute. Good job, Mom.
Yeah.
Because my kids just like, I got $45 on the credit card with Kenzie. I'm like, Kenzie, what is this?
What'd you buy?
Oh, she bought Taylor Swift movie tickets.
Oh, that's incredible. What is happening there? I heard this. God. So it's like the whole tour on
smart lady. I read this whole thing about it that she wanted for people that couldn't go or that wanted to relive it, she recorded her concert and wanted it in a theater. And she's tried to work with like the distributors, the studios.
Okay.
There's like Disney or Paramount, you know, all the guys that, because they used to have control over what was distributed at the theater. And then I guess in 2020 there was a new ruling, a court ruling that you didn't have to go through a distributor, that AMC could, you know, choose, or the theaters could choose themselves. So because it used to have to be tied together. And so she found out about that because the studios wanted her to wait until like 2025, and they were like negotiating with her.
Yeah,
so ridiculous. In secret, her team just went directly to AMC.
Smart.
Cut out the middleman.
Smart.
And decided to release the movie and make the money.
Oh,
and she like just again broke. Now she's broken like movie records overnight. Like, incredible. So yeah, and it's been a whole thing, and the studios are really mad because it's October 13th, which is Friday the 13th, and they were supposed to release the new Exorcist movie on that day. So they had to move the Exorcist movie
from the
13th so it doesn't get like eclipsed by Taylor Swift.
That's crazy.
I know.
That is crazy.
By the way, I think it's much better that people go see Taylor Swift on the 13th than the Exorcist. But
yeah, exactly.
It's better for our society.
I wonder, is it going to be in like IMAX and all that?
I don't know. Tegan got tickets. Kenzie got tickets. I don't have tickets. No one got me a ticket. They used my card.
Yeah. Thanks.
No one got me a ticket.
Thank you.
Although Tegan didn't. She used her own. So anyway, yeah, it's crazy. It's been a crazy weekend. And I meant to tell you, speaking back about the offices, when you were out, I was on a Zoom call or something. Jeff popped in, our landlord, who is a hot tea. And
Shout out to Jeff.
Yeah, he's like, got to stop talking trash about the construction on the podcast. And I'm like, I'm on a Zoom call, Jeff. And he's like, hey, how's it going? Everything's good. You got your door. You got your door. He's like, stop talking trash. I'm like, we're not talking trash. The construction
is hilarious.
We were just anytime anyone lives through construction. So we're not, Jeff, if you're listening, which I know you are, we are not talking trash.
That is so funny.
We love it. Oh, and then he told me that apparently everyone can hear every single thing in the other offices.
Yeah, so there's going to be like insulation.
There's construction going on right beneath us, which is so loud.
Yeah, so Alyssa is part of the team that moved over into the new offices.
Team Ace.
Yeah, that's hilarious. They named themselves Team Ace. Did you hear this?
Ace. So it's Alyssa, Emmeline, Alexis, Angelica, Allison, and Chris.
So all
AAACE.
Yeah, AAACE.
Or ACE.
We gotta come up.
Ace, Team Ace. Anyway, so never a dull moment here at Discover Long Island. Also, just the other thing that happened is I went to the Long Island Music and Entertainment Hall of Fame.
And you saw your
induction
buddy
of Robin Wilson from
amazing.
the Gin Blossoms.
Amazing.
And also the Smithereens, which I had never seen him sing with the Smithereens before.
Right.
And it was awesome. I'd never been like a Smithereens fan. I'm a huge Gin Blossoms fan. And he was great. They were great.
You said his performance was amazing.
It was amazing. And it was so funny because Ernie, who is the co-founder of the Long Island Music and Entertainment Hall of Fame, was there and was kind enough to, get me the tickets. And he was like, he goes, oh my gosh, I'd never seen them play. He's like, they're really good. He goes, I might go see them at the Paramount. I wasn't planning on it. He's like, but they're awesome. He's like, he sounds so good. And I'm like, I've seen a couple of 90s bands recently.
Yeah.
Not as tight, let
No,
me tell you.
exactly.
And it's amazing how good he's still. I think it's because he still plays all the time.
And his show at the Paramount is on September 12th, right?
Yes. On September 12th, I will be there. I met his girlfriend, who we've talked about since we met him. And she was so sweet. She's like, are you guys going to be there? Oh my gosh,
so
can
cute.
hang out.
That's awesome.
Really, his family was there. His son was there. Really cute. So it was a nice, very intimate family affair, but great show. Very exciting to see someone inducted. And the Long Island Music Entertainment Hall of Fame, just stay tuned here because big news coming in November. Big news. They've got so many great plans.
I love
coming.
it. I love like they really do. They have a good like committee board.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, what they've done in the last year with that facility is awesome, and they've got so much momentum, and there's so much talent to celebrate here. So it's
especially
awesome
on Long Island.
On Long Island. Speaking of Long Island, well, before we do Long Island Life, which we've already kind of been talking about, should we show our back to school pictures?
Yes, I think so, 100%.
So the team had a great idea as it was back to school that we should all pull up our back to school pictures,
and I think it was also National School Picture Day.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we kind of got everybody. These are amazing, by the way.
I love them.
Some school, and it could have been any school picture. So I couldn't find my senior year picture. And let me tell you, this was a bad exercise, you guys. When your kids just go to college, don't send me down memory lane. In my photo albums, it was very toxic. But fine. So I'll hold this one up to the camera and we'll put them on on our social and YouTube. But first of all, these are so great. Sharon over here, exactly Pearl.
It's incredible because literally I did a side by side and I showed you, and it's
the same person.
Yeah.
It's like more than twinning.
Same bow, same hairstyle.
Same bow, even, you guys. It's so cute.
So funny.
Chris's might be my favorite.
Chris is my favorite for sure.
Because I feel like I knew Chris. I mean, this is like, I remember this era. Mm-hmm. This is the glam rock. Mm-hmm. My first concert was like White Lion and White Snake. It's amazing. This whole, you've got the mullet and the leopard tank top. If you're not tuning in on YouTube, you've got to go to our social, Long Island Tea Podcast, and look at these. Alyssa, so cute here with her, she said her 90s like laser background.
Yeah, I love it.
Which was hilarious. Courtney and Alexis look exactly the same. Michael.
Little Michael. He's so
I was like,
cute.
who is that? They're like, that's Michael. I'm like, of course. I mean, there's only 3 guys that work at this office. I don't know like how I couldn't figure that out. But like your cute little polo, you were
cute. He's in one now.
You're still in the same fashion. Listen,
we were doing senior pictures or like little picture. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's adorable.
It's anything. I like the littles. I like the littles because it's so cute, and we all got their littles going off. And this is Paulina, right? Mm-hmm. Paulina, who is from Poland.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's got like the whole European picture looking thing going on, and then it's like Emmeline. And Emmeline looks exactly the same
she does,
as she does right now. I think she's so cute. And Shannon,
I know.
Sweet. I love it. And then I pulled one. I can't even believe I'm showing this.
I love it.
To
you have
the world.
To.
But
you
this happened. Okay, this is called 70s. So here's mine. It was Michael just died.
I love it.
Oh my God, the hair.
You don't know this, Michael, but in the 70s there was a Dorothy Hamill era. Okay, there was an ice skating. The bowl cut. It was in. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know. Tegan saw it and she's like, that is criminal. I don't know who did that to your hair.
Well, it's
but
so
that
funny
is criminal. But I'm like, that's a total, if you grew up in the 70s, you had that haircut.
Yeah. Even in the 80s, like younger. I remember having that haircut.
Yeah. And I like this little jacket. I don't even know what that was. Like I had like a little jacket. It's like a little, I don't know. But, the pose too with the finger. Yeah. With the point, it's hilarious.
Oh, that's so cute.
Try to get your kids to pose like that today.
Right?
No, do it.
No
one will pose like that. Anyway, so that was a fun exercise.
I liked it.
So tune into Long Island Tea Podcast if you're listening, or onto the YouTube because I just held it up to the camera. And so what else we got going on for Long Island Live, Sharon?
East Wind Shops is doing a Scarecrow contest, which again, it's like fall. So it's jumping in.
So it's 90s right now, but like honestly, in less than a week, it's going to be high of 70s.
Which
did you know that?
No,
that's
okay,
it.
All right.
Yeah. So enjoy a little bit. I'm here for it. I'm here for the 70s. I already somewhat flipped my porch a little bit.
So funny. I did too.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's time.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready.
Okay.
So the East Wind Shops, so they're doing the Scarecrow contest. Every entry must be entered by September 20th. Public voting will take place at the shops at the Fall Festival through October 26th.
Awesome. And I think Stony Brook Village does one too, a Scarecrow contest. So yeah, let's do it. Let's just jump in. Also, just as a reminder, we actually have our tourism symposium coming up on September 20th, which is really cool. If you're in the industry or if you just want to learn more about what we do in tourism and data and social media, it's at Adelphi University on September 20th. It's all day. You can go to discoverlongisland.com and register. And also, it's Discover Long Island Ducks Day coming up.
I know, so cute.
September 22nd.
Yep.
I'm super pumped. And we're going to give away, everyone that goes, we're going to give away our exclusive co-branded Discover Long Island and Long Island Ducks t-shirts.
So cute. I love them. They came out really cute.
Yes. And you'll get to see Mark of Elegance throwing out the first pitch. And it's going to be fun.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Brayden's
I'm
birthday.
excited. Oh, I know. Oh, are you going to go?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be so fun.
Yeah.
What a fun way to spend a birthday.
Yeah.
I love that. Cool. And then did you hear, I was telling Michael this the other day, Groucho Marx's estate in Great Neck is up for sale. $2.1 million. He was like, who's Groucho Marx?
I'm same.
Really?
Yeah.
He was the silent film guy with the big mustache and the cigar.
Yes.
The big bushy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When you wear like the glasses with
That's
the
where it
nose
came
and the
from. That's so funny.
That's Groucho Marx that everybody likes to wear. So I'm like, people forget. But and then I just found out today that Long Island MacArthur Airport is nominated as the best small airport in the U.S.
Wow.
And you can go to usatoday.com and vote for them.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Long Island MacArthur Airport.
So let's make them the winner.
Yes, absolutely.
Come on, hot teas. Let's rally. Okay. What else you got?
What else do I got? You want to go into some celebrity?
Yeah, a little bit maybe. But real quick before we do that, did you watch the U.S. Open?
No.
Have you been watching it? It's been pretty good. I love the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Have you ever been
Yeah, we went.
to the U.S. Open?
The tennis?
Yeah.
Didn't we go?
I don't think so. I went with like an industry thing one year, but I don't think I've been.
Maybe we went to the practice rounds or something when we were touring.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't remember. I honestly don't.
I don't know.
I've been, I think one time, and it was awesome. Did we? And I was there as a guest of somebody, but I've never been to a tennis tournament before. And that stadium is amazing.
It's amazing.
I loved it.
It's in Queens, right?
Yeah, it's in Queens, which is, by the way, technically on Long Island.
That's why I said it. It's technically Long Island.
It is. And you can take the Long Island Railroad and it stops literally right in front.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
so awesome. You can just ride the train. But it's been really exciting. Coco has been like crazy. It's been like a lot of upsets.
Really?
Yeah, people are excited about
I
it.
haven't watched it.
And here's what I thought was so cool about the U.S. Open is the U.S. Open celebrates 50 years of equal prize money for men and women.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Good for them.
They were the first major sports to do that
That's
50 years
amazing.
ago. And it like shook the industry.
Yeah.
And look, it's all worked out,
See?
people. So
Turns
it turns
out.
out it's okay.
Yeah.
The sport will continue. So the other thing I went to the Lumineers concert.
Oh, you
at
did?
Jones Beach.
I thought you were just dropping them off.
I wasn't sure if there was going to be a ticket for
Okay.
me because I got tickets and Tegan, I didn't know how many she had,
Right.
promised.
Secured.
Yeah. But so we had 4 really good tickets, like towards the front, and Tegan's friends we drove them. They had 2 literally second row from the top tickets. So, but we had VIP, which was very nice. And it was just a game changer.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
So Thomas and I went and we let the kids go, and we ended up saying like, just take our 4 tickets,
Right.
go sit up front, you and your friends. And we hung out in VIP for a while, and we saw a bunch of people we knew there. And then we're like, let's go sit in their tickets. And it was awesome. I tell you, no matter how, second from the top row, amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing show, amazing.
Absolutely.
It was a beautiful, perfect night. There is just no better summer outdoor concert venue, in my opinion, than Jones Beach Theater.
There isn't. Absolutely. What did you think of the Lumineers, though? I knew you were like...
Good. I was like, I'm not really a fan. They were great.
Yeah.
It's one of those bands where you don't realize how many songs
You actually know.
that you recognize
Yep.
and know. And you know what else I loved about it? It was a very young audience. And I loved that it wasn't just like, I don't know. It was like musicality. They were playing the violin and they had
Oh, yeah, I
instruments
love that.
and
Yeah.
it was like really good put together music
Yeah.
that was like also very positive.
Right.
It was positive music. People were singing.
Oh,
It
that's
wasn't
awesome.
like sometimes, current music can be like negative
Yeah.
or suggestive or something. You never know what kids listen to today, including us, whatever.
Right.
I mean, look at Chris's picture. God knows what we were listening to back then. But it was great. It was just a really good like band.
Yeah. It's awesome.
And the music was amazing, and I loved it. So Jones Beach Theater just
incredible.
continues to get better and better. They keep making these improvements, and they're going to continue to do so. They've even got more coming, and it's really awesome. And that whole VIP area that we sit in now, like the personal waiter comes up to you.
Oh, yeah.
Our waiter was amazing.
It's awesome.
Like we were like friends with him by the end of the night. His dog, he's like, my daughter's going to be the one bringing you the food. And it like table service.
Yeah, it's
on
awesome.
couches with the big screens and the water.
Your own
and
bathrooms.
Like,
and,
oh my God.
VIP is always
Totally
better.
do it. Splurge. It is
Absolutely.
so where I loved it. I loved it. Did you go to Jones Beach Theater at all?
No, I have to say I did not. You know what? Every concert that I wanted to see was like I was away or something else was happening. But I didn't go. I'm really
Didn't go. So do you have celebrity?
Bethany Frankel, fighting for reality TV union similar to SAG.
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw that.
Oh, the strikeout. Is that what it is?
Yeah, because,
Okay.
that's it. Because she wants there to be a union.
Oh, Snooki is opening a boutique store on Long Island.
Oh my gosh, I saw her on Kelly and Mark, and she was talking about that. But
I can't believe it.
where is it?
Huntington.
Huntington. Go to Snooki's store. She said, I heard her say, she was like, it's very Snooki. It's a lot of leopard.
I love it.
We've reached out, so maybe,
Oh, okay. So but you never know. Maybe we'll have Snooki
Maybe
on.
we have Snooki
she
on.
was a
That's
great guest.
crazy.
Yeah. What?
Snooki, if you're listening.
Oh,
So
yeah,
cute.
Snooki, if you're listening, we need to go check out your shop. And everything's in Huntington. Alexandra Accardo
Huntington's like a little mini Manhattan. It's so
and
cute.
Farm Italy. I saw somebody, because I was just still so obsessed with Farm Italy, and somebody put on the thing that they were trying to get a reservation for 6 on any Saturday night around 7. They were like, February.
Sold out. Yeah. It's
February.
crazy.
We'll see you next year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I was like, whoa, we got in. But listen, I went at 2:30 on a Sunday. So just be flexible.
Yeah, exactly.
Go because it's worth it. Okay,
I
go
love
ahead.
it.
Huntington's like popping. All right, what else are you going to say?
That's it for me for
Oh, so
celebrity.
Brittany's husband filed for divorce?
Didn't they just get married?
Yeah.
Like last month?
Nah, it's been a few months.
That's
Been a
crazy.
few months. Maybe even a year. I don't know how long, but she's the cover of my Us Weekly right now.
Sad.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. You see the old videos of her dancing, and you're like, wow. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I hope Brit's okay. Thinking about you. Divorce is never fun. Oh my God. The other thing I binged, Sharon. Okay, this is seriously, you guys. I started binging a new show.
What is it?
It's called The Ultimatum
Okay.
on Netflix. Thomas and I, Thomas begrudgingly, we became obsessed. We could not stop watching.
okay.
So it's Nick and Vanessa Lachey.
Oh, so it's like the Love is Blind.
So that's who did Love is Blind.
Right.
But it's called The Ultimatum. So they bring all these couples on, and one person in the couple is giving the other person, they've been together for several years. At this point, they want to get married or they're going to go on their separate way. They give
Right.
an ultimatum.
I think I saw this.
We're either married
Yeah.
or we're broken up. This is the second season.
Okay.
I didn't watch the first season. I watched the second season. First of all, Vanessa Lachey, it wasn't a one-time thing. It was not her weirdness. I was like, Sharon?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to record it and send it to you and be like, wow, something's going on
Something's
there.
up. Mm-hmm.
Because the different episodes, there was one episode where she wasn't even there. It was just Nick. And you're like, what happened there? In the beginning, she's just all over the board.
Right.
She's all over the board. And by the finale, she seemed totally normal.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening here?
That is so funny.
She was crying at one point. She's like yelling at people and like,
Those eyes.
seething.
Yeah.
And then like she starts crying. And I was like, girl.
I know. It's crazy.
But the show is really good.
Okay.
It sounds horrible, like it's going to be terrible,
I think I watched it.
but it was really good.
Yeah.
I binged it. The Ultimatum is what it's called. And
I
it's on
started watching
Netflix.
Platonic on Apple.
Oh yeah.
Keira Knightley's voice, just like I cannot, but Seth Rogen is hysterical.
Wait, it's not Keira Knightley. It's Rose Byrne.
Roseburn.
Oh, okay. Well,
Rose
she looks
Byrne.
exactly like Keira Knightley.
She does. Yeah, but she was in Bridesmaids.
Yes.
And she's also the one in Physical that I like.
Yes. Wow. She was like,
I'm watching Physical still, but so what do you think about Platonic?
it's cute. Not real life.
It's
it's not like
I couldn't keep watching it. I watched a few episodes and I like them. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like you said, Seth Rogen's funny, but I'm like, where are her kids? What is happening? She's out partying.
What is
all
happening?
Night? Like, no. Did you
and
see
then
it?
her
Alyssa?
husband's like,
I watched the same thing. I watched like 2 episodes and I couldn't get into it.
yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
I like him because it's only like 30 minutes, so it's like always quick. But yeah, no, it was. I finished it, and it's just
Yeah. No. But Physical is twisted.
Okay.
But it's interesting. I like her in that.
All right.
2 other things I was going to tell you. There's a new podcast called Strike Force 5.
Okay.
And it's Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert, and John Oliver.
No
it's all of the late night guys.
That is going to be
Strike
awesome.
Force 5.
Okay. I'll have to listen.
So that would be really fun to kind of tune into. I mean, it's got to be entertaining.
It's got to be.
I mean, like everybody's copying us, Sharon.
I know.
Everybody wants a
We're
podcast.
just like putting it on the map.
I mean, geez. It's more. Have you been watching the Smartless on the Road? Smartless?
On HBO?
Yeah.
No.
It's weird.
I know. I heard that. You get a different side of them.
Yeah. It's a little, I don't know. It's a good lesson for us to things not to do. It's delving a little bit too much into their personal lives.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think I should know this about you.
Right.
I mean,
I don't want to know that about you.
I mean, that's okay.
That's true.
And then last, as far as celebrity, I just read this. Joe Jonas has retained a divorce lawyer against, well, it doesn't, but he's married currently to Sophie Turner, and she was from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. They were so in love. What happened?
I know. They got married twice even. They had 2 ceremonies, and they have like a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Oh, that's so sad.
It doesn't say they're getting divorced. It just says that he has retained a divorce lawyer. So listen.
Interesting.
Everybody, we know at this table, marriage is hard.
Oh, yeah.
Marriage is hard. You have to do it. You have to work at it every day.
Every single day.
Every day. It's a choice.
That's crazy.
I know. So here's to people that stay married. God bless. Okay. So some charity.
Yeah. So we do have some. You have a charity.
I do. You know what? I'm so glad we're talking about this because this sweet lady. I can't remember. I think it's Jennifer. She reached out to me and she left me a voicemail. And she has it's a breast cancer because it's we're getting into breast cancer awareness. And so it's called Pink Promises.
Okay.
And it's the 14th annual. It takes place at Crest Hollow on September 28th. And it's a breakfast. It's a luncheon, benefiting breast cancer research. And you can go to pinkpromises.org. And she left me the sweetest voicemail and email. She's like, I'm from Long Island. I love what you're doing. I feel like I know you. I want you to come. It was like she just was inviting me to come. And we have an HIA-LI thing that same time, so I can't go. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't go, but I will talk about it on the podcast because we always want to support those wonderful people in our community that really love and care about our community and doing really great things. So
that's amazing.
Pink Promises, and so many women are impacted by breast cancer, and she's a breast cancer survivor as well. And listen, we've got to find a cure for that so that we can, stop seeing our friends and moms and sisters suffer from that disease. So absolutely. I love what they're doing with Pink Promises.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So pinkpromises.org, right?
Pinkpromises.org. And if you're able to go to the luncheon, it'll be on September 28th at Crest Hollow.
Lovely. We have a for Ilona. Ilona's family had put together a GoFundMe for funeral services and things like that. So if you go and Google her name, GoFundMe.com, Ilona Kaydenov. We'll put it also in the notes, the link to everything.
Yeah.
As well as change.org to sign a petition to put a sidewalk on that road.
Did Bree and Michael start that? Bree started it. Yeah. So I think that's wonderful that our team started that because there should be sidewalks. Listen, and please, when you're driving, obviously I have a heightened sense of awareness right now. Everywhere I'm going, I see today I passed a bunch of kids that are back now at school that are running.
Right.
And there's no sidewalks.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous on these windy roads, and there's shadows, and sometimes it's like dark in the morning or whatever. So please just pay attention. No distracted driving. Just pay attention all the time.
Absolutely.
Don't fidget. Don't get on your phone. Just please pay attention to that, because people are biking and they're running, and a sidewalk can make all the difference.
Absolutely.
In the whole world. So I love that, Bree started that, and loving memory of Ilona, and, hopefully we can make a positive change out of this and help people in the future. So I love that. So feel free to contribute to those charities. And I did have a couple of anxiety things to end on.
Okay.
So I'm going to end on one that's like super horrific.
Okay.
No, well, I'll start with one and then I'll end on another one that's crazy. So this one, did you hear this neurosurgeon in Australia?
Yes.
You know what I'm going to say? Chris, did you hear
Chris.
the story? A neurosurgeon in Australia, because Alyssa and Michael are looking at us like we're crazy, pulled a 3-inch worm, a live worm.
8 inch.
No, I saw 3 from a woman's brain. Was it 8? I saw 3 in the article I read. Yeah, it was 3. But it was still moving.
And they called it a parasite.
Yeah. And this was not typically a worm that has ever infected
so she
humans.
I read the article as well, and she had her symptoms was depression and forgetful and normal symptoms, I guess.
I was like, what
normal
are you trying
life.
to say? What are you trying to say right now?
And then they did a MRI,
CAT scan or whatever, yeah.
And saw a lesion that they were going to remove. So when he went in to remove, it wasn't a lesion, it was a worm. Still alive.
Yeah. Out of her. I'm like, the things, nightmares are made of.
Nightmares. Literally, like I have not,
Okay.
Never heard of that.
That, I had to say that to you. I didn't know if you knew that or not, but I was like, that, just when you think things can't get any more, like, please no. Please no. Mm-mm. I'm forgetful, and I'm like, there we go. Something else for me to worry about. Okay, here's the last thing we'll say is, look, I love Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Louis Vuitton fan.
Yes.
But Louis Vuitton has done something that even I cannot get behind. And it gives me straight anxiety.
Okay. What is it?
They have launched a baby line. There is now, I got the email.
It doesn't surprise me. I feel like they've always had it.
I'm not saying people won't do it, but please don't buy a baby Louis Vuitton. I mean, that is so obnoxious. It's like a $3,000 onesie and a little cardigan and Louis Vuitton, like a mobile.
That's
Stop
so
it.
funny.
Stop it. I mean, it's bad enough that I had to wait till I was in my 40s to use my very first bonus check to get my own Louis Vuitton.
Right.
Now babies have it.
Right.
Just at birth.
I know.
You're just born and you just get Louis Vuitton.
This is celebrities. They're probably requesting
It's
it.
gross.
It's gross. Like I remember Nicki Minaj when she had her baby, it was like full head to toe Fendi. Like, come on.
I don't know what I was like announcing the Louis Vuitton baby. And I was like,
Oh, speaking of baby, I think Rihanna is starting a maternity. She has a fashion line, and she just started doing a maternity.
Well, I can't wait to see what that looks like. Yeah. Every picture I saw of her, she was wearing basically a bra. I didn't see her cover her stomach one time ever. It was a bra. And
I wonder what it's going to look like.
So we'll see. I mean, but good for her. She's a mogul.
Yeah, she is.
She's an entrepreneur mogul. I love her. I got her lipstick, the Fenty Beauty, the Rihanna. Her lip gloss is great. I love it. It's in my purse right now. Anyway, no, please don't buy Louis Vuitton. Can't we think of something else for $3,000? The baby's just going to throw up on that. Yeah. They're going to throw up right on that. Spit up. Anyway.
Poo through.
I had to, yes, what are you doing? Like, anyway, I had to tell you, finally something Louis Vuitton I cannot get behind.
I can't believe that.
Okay, well, on that note, let's wrap it up. I have a very special announcement. We have a special guest next week when you tune in, Larry the Duck. I love it. The famous DJ who you can still hear on Sirius XM First Wave as a DJ who helped really shape alternative music in the nation. It started right here on Long Island. He's going to be a guest.
He's going to be our guest. I can't wait.
I met him and he was like, yeah, I'll come on the pod. So tune in next week to meet Larry the Duck. And until then, stay safe.
See you next time.
The Long Island Tea Podcast is brought to you by Discover Long Island. For exclusive access to contests and promotions, follow Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And for questions, comments, and collaborative inquiries, email spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.